We have a really good news as football fans because EA and FIFA have competitors now. This new football game is going to change everything, and the best part is it is free to play.
If you have been following the story of this game since the last 2 years, you might know which game I'm talking about. The name of this game is UFL. It has been developed by a company called Strikers.inc and is set to be released this year. They have a huge presentation on their channel which I have linked in the description below, which is worth a watch. The cinematics of this game look so sensational for a free-to-play game. It's quite impressive. Keeping in mind that this game is the similar category of FIFA and PES with about 20 years of football development experience, it's nice to see such an IP taking on the heavyweight giants of football gaming. The video they uploaded on their channel explains that the work on the cinematics have been started 10 months ago. Each and every cutscene in the video has been written as a script for every cutscene, so whatever cinematic you're seeing is unique and has a storyline. They show in the video that how much the old cutscenes and the new cutscenes are different from each other. Then they show the old cutscene animations, which was like 2 years ago. Everybody online thought this is a mobile game, but now that they have improved the product so much, the animations have seen a complete overhaul. The cinematics of the game are comparable to a AAA game. The quality of the renders and the player animations have already taken them past most games out there in just a small amount of time. They explain in the video on their channel that each and every cinematics being played in the video needs to be selected out of a variety in a group of cinematics that are created. So if one scenario can have hundreds of new outcomes, it depends on the selection systems which these cinematics and cutscenes play from and is chosen by a programmer. The realism of these cinematics depend on the selection based on what the programmer has made them to select from. So they can add to create errors in the game which make it look like real life. The camera crew on the sides of the pitch sometimes might just lose the track of the player. There's a possibility that you could just collide with the camera crew. They say in the video that randomness is realism. To add more randomness, they want to show the cameraman sometimes can't focus. They want to show that cameraman sometimes can't focus on the required player, struggle to maintain focus for the whole shot. To show realism, giving the game a human touch. They also talk about adding a wide angle shot in the game to make people believe that they're really watching a TV broadcast. The AI of this game tries to find a mid-ground between realism and fun, and in the video they talk about they know the balance between fun and competitive, a very controversial topic right here. The designers of this game don't want to copy each and every aspect of real life football, which I believe we don't see in FIFA because they have been trying to push realism for so long while they don't manage to achieve it inside their game. These guys also explain that they have been watching a lot of real life football in the last 2 years, explaining that every footballer they talk to, they've seen on TV, is using some sort of thinking what their next move will be in the game, and also talk about taking the right decisions. The FIFA hypermotion technology and the machine learning algorithms that they just advertised a couple of months ago is a similar thing, but this looks like that thing on a budget. They worked with as many football managers to create different play styles according to the match situation and the match requirement. Well, when you're playing the game, you don't think that there are so many AI systems that are involved, that these guys have done the research and each and every football manager to create the most authentic of possibilities that AI can function inside the game. The point of all of this jargon is to just create a tactically controllable game so that the player can make changes and the way he wants to play. Basically making sure that the player playing the game feels like a manager that controls the team. The runs that the AI make are controlled by players' instructions, thus giving the player maximum control over the team. A similar system exists inside FIFA and is quite similar to what we all know, but FIFA's tactics are quite wonky and have become very bad over the years and need changing. The tactical menu of this game though will be providing a change in other games as well, thus pushing the boundaries of football gaming as we know. The reason why UFL is able to deliver such a tactical brilliance because their animation team plays the game in real life. So it's easy transition because they've been playing the game in real life and can easily manage the movement of the players. Every piece of decision making that the AI is to take, since they have been playing in the game real, it helps the movement. The animators who play football will obviously make better animations for a football game. This unique concept of UFL to deliver the quality of desired football fans is awesome. The animation director in the video says that he takes interviews with AI animators, presenting them with the situation
situation of what would they do in a particular scenario. He says that I asked them, what would you do if your players are standing in a particular position and what should be the outcome? Thus, this creates kind of like a feedback from animators, that decision making, which is quite unique. The animators are being hired for this game are doing a very good job. Special thanks to the process by UFL.
If you check this skeleton they have showed in this video, the old skeleton is skeleton 2.0, which has such less bones inside the arms. When you check the skeleton 3.0, they have increased from 84 bones to 200 bones inside the video. They also show that their skeleton 3.0 has more bones when it comes to twist body, twist cloth, and even more bones to stabilize the player's movements. These increments were made due to the feedback, and you can see how many muscle bones they are showing inside the video that actually improves the game from the feedback that people gave them online. You can see how much improvement they have shown inside the shoulders. The old shoulder model deforms in a very different way, while the new shoulder model has a better deformation overall because of the bones they have added inside the game. These new bones also help to move the shirts on the sides, and this helps in realism and better animation quality. You can notice how they have improved the scapula and the neck bones as well in the model, and this causes the model to improve the results overall in the final product. You can also see how this affects the legs as well. You can notice in the older model the legs never deform from the pelvis, but they actually deform from a way lower point. But in the newer model, you can see how these rigs are behaving in a much more natural way, and it looks much better when used in a very abrupt manner. Even the most extreme movements look really good in the new model, which is nice to see. Look at this posture right here. They also show some shirt simulations when the bodies actually shift from side to side, so you can notice how this curvature has improved and how on the sides of the model they have improved the amount of curvature you can see in the game, whereas in the other one it does not exist. Later in the video, they talk about how they are handling diversification with the player models. They explain that they had many models before inside the game, which was one bulky, one skinny, so and so, but now they have one single model that can be redesigned to be fit to each and every diversification model that they want. For example, if they want a really bulky guy who is like 6'7" or something, they can create that with the same model, or they can even create women models in the future, also scale them down to a model something like Lionel Messi. This one single model is what they're using to get all the power they need. Something they were struggling with is cloth simulation on the players, but they managed to fix it now. As you can see in these animation, the cloth simulation in this looks quite crisp. I feel like FIFA has an edge here, but these guys definitely take their time, and maybe in like over the years this thing will improve. Since it's a free to play game, we can always expect updates rather than yearly releases compared to FIFA. Lastly, wrapping up, they asked how is the skeleton doing and when it's going to be ready. They said these dribbling animations as you see in this video, and you can see some celebrations that they updated when they went from the old skeleton to the new skeletons, are creating some issues, but 80% of the skeleton, that is also 80% of this game, is ready. Personally, if you ask me, it's really good to see that there is a game now that can actually take on FIFA and PES. It has been so many years of FIFA completely ruling the football franchise market that PES couldn't actually keep up with it. Secondly, PES even went free to play in the last couple of years but couldn't really break the bank. Thirdly, they switched to eFootball, which didn't do anything to the market as well. So it's really nice to see that there are more and more options coming through. There's another game called Goals Game, which is being developed inside Sweden right now, and if you want to check out more on the story about Goals Game, click on the video right here.